Hello and welcome to the Soulful More edition of News Across Nigeria for the week. I'm Olumide Mukoli. Coming up on the program, NNPC begins the process of cleaning up communities affected in Sunday's pipeline fire incident. NLC continues its picketing of MTN offices across the country. And Niger State targets thousands of teachers in a loan scheme for those living in hard-to-reach communities. And we have a couple of stories from Niger State pertaining to that region of the country, but a little more of that later. Let's begin with the agricultural sector linking with security in Adamawa State, who've raised an alarm over a looming food crisis likely to be a consequence of constant attacks on communities in the state by herdsmen. The State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Ahmed Sajo, says the government is concerned about last Sunday's attack on communities in Numan and Demsa local government areas and the plight of the people fleeing their ancestral homes for fear of the unknown. He told journalists that the government is working with security agencies to restore law and order in the affected agro communities so they can go back to their normal lives.
It is very pathetic and worrisome because this community or this constituency, we are living in fear, and we are now hopeless and helpless because since November this thing started up to now we don't know peace.
We are having rumors left, right and center, and they will tell you that they are coming, even though we are saying it's rumor, but it materializes. Whenever they tell you that they are going to come, they will come. And people have stopped going to farm. This thing we are talking about, food security, what have you, is no longer applicable to our enclave, this Numan Federation.
To the environment and the oil and gas sector, in Niger State, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, the NNPC, has started the process of cleaning up communities around its Dagwo Pago substation affected by Sunday's fire incident. Managing Director of the Nigerian Pipelines and Storage Company, a subsidiary of the NNPC, told our correspondent that an environmental analysis is ongoing to determine the extent of damage and the persons affected. In the meantime, the Niger State government has directed the state's Emergency Management Agency to provide some immediate relief in the way of food and drink, that is drinking water, to affected residents.
What we have done also is that we have now, the HSC group have been advised to cordon off the place with the emergency tapes. And if you go out now, you also find out that the security agent, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, they are patrolling that axis. So we're also putting that barricade, the security tape or emergency to show that it's an emergency area, there is danger, that they should not approach there. So that's what we're doing. And we're also trying to contain inside the depot here because it will be disastrous to have another fire here. So once we finish that, our team will be deployed, because we have our emergency team, environmental remediation team. They will now go and carry out remediation in that environment and restore that environment so that the people can also, those who farm around there can still farm confidently.
The Executive Governor of Niger State, Dr. Abubakar Sadiq Sani Bello, have directed that we should start the locals, that they should not cook, they should not put fire in their houses because of the petrol. Some of the children may have scope to the houses, so we are trying to avoid any fire outbreak, and that is why we deem it fit. If you ask people not to cook, then you must provide food to them, what to eat. So that is why you can see we are on ground with the food to make sure nobody is in hardship.
In the South-South, the Edo State government has refuted claims that it plans to cede the state's land for ranching purposes. The special advisor to the Edo State Governor on Media, Crusoe Osaje, explains that while the government is open to investors operating in the state, it has repeatedly clarified that there are no plans to cede land for cattle colonies. The Edo State chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Dan Olby, had raised the issue of the state's government's alleged plan to relinquish land belonging to the people of the state for ranching.
The air of expectancy in this hall at the People's Democratic Party PDP Secretariat in Benin City, the Edo State capital, turns to jubilation when the assembly discovers the purpose of the meeting.
I'm prepared to receive everybody, whether Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or any other day.
The defectors from other political parties get the chance to speak on the attraction for the party.
Before now, I happen to be the chairman of all World Youth Leaders in Eguaveo from Ward 1 to Ward 10. The 12 wards in Oredo, we are fully represented here.
However, the Edo PDP chairman Dan Obi raises a different matter the party considers important, with the senator representing Edo South, Matthew Rogide, back in his position.
When you want to use force to take the land of our people, to give to others for the purpose of cattle ranching, it shows clearly that you don't mean well for our people.
That bill that came to the National Assembly, that states should cede land for grazing, we have killed it. If we make the mistake of ceding our land for grazing, we are certainly going to regret it. But what the federal government has done, they have looked for weak states. They have looked for desperate governors to choose their states as pilot states for this project. God forbid the Edo State can never be one.
The Edo State government does not see the need for this claim.
We don't shut down the state, different business aspects in government just because of political sentiments. We have addressed the sentiments of the people and we have said that, you know what, we're not ceding any land for ranching. But of course, the state is open for business across all the different enterprises in agriculture.
The PDP has, however, promised to keep a watch on the Edo State government until the party is proven right or wrong in the days to come. Jessica Oluguse, Channels Television News.
Now, the National Labour Congress has continued to picket MTN outlets across the country. Unionists in the early hours of today gathered in front of the telecoms headquarters in Falomon area of Ikoyi, Lagos State, where they declared that various staff members of the corporation had reported cases of cruel working conditions, indiscriminate layoffs, and a strict no-union policy by the company's administration. The Congress says the protest will continue till their demands are met.
We must protect our citizens. Nigerian workers cannot be second-class citizens when compared to other workers around the world, and therefore we must give them support. So what we are doing here, which will continue, if MTN does not respect the right of those workers and our labor laws, is to enforce those laws. We have that right. Citizens have a right to protest under the law, and that is what we are exercising. They are trying to divert people's attention and divert attention. That yesterday that workers actually did some damage here. I want to reiterate that that is false. I was here personally myself with over 23 media houses. Nobody was molested. If they do that to try to divert attention, we are also ready for them. And therefore, we thought also that government must do everything possible to protect the right of Nigerians, not protect businesses that are exploiting Nigerian workers. This process will continue. We have extended it to continue for 1 month, for now, across the length and breadth of this country until justice is done.
The company in question, MTN, has reacted to this picketing. That's next, the news across Nigeria. Also, we have the inside skinny on the part of the Nigeria Labour Congress, as the Vice President of the union is going to be with us. Stay with us.